Week 2, day 5, combination sum 3. So the question is combination sum, and as with all combination questions, it helps to use recursion or backtracking. Find all combinations of k numbers that add up to a number n, given that only 1 to 9 can be used and each combination should be a unique set. Okay, so each combination should be a unique set is an important thing to notice, right? So if you are already found the combination 1, 2, 4, you don't want to count 4, 2, 1. So the way I'll achieve that is I will always go in ascending order. I will only print sets in ascending order, okay? All numbers will be positive integers, no duplicate combinations. 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. So all of these size, the size is 3 and they add up to 9. 1 plus 2 plus 6, 9. 1 plus 3 plus 5, 9. 2 plus 3 plus 4, 9. So let me delete the code I've written and code it live. First of all, okay, let me store my result in one result variable, and I have k and n. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain one array only, and in that array itself I'm going to add elements, pop elements, add elements, pop elements, add elements again and again. So the backtracking will not so the recursion does not create a new array for each combination, but in one array itself I will create all the combinations. How? So let's take the first example, right? K is 3, n is 7. So I'm going to just do a dry run to explain the logic. First of all, k is 3, so I'll be choosing 3 numbers. From 1 to 9 is my choice. Let's choose 1 first. Now the second number can be from 2 to 9. So let me choose 2. So 1, 2. The next number can be from 3 to 9. Now 1, 2. When I try 3, is it successful? No. When I try 4, is it successful? Yeah, it adds up to 7. So that's one answer. So I'll add it to my answer, right? So basically, first I tried 1, 2, 3. It was not successful. So what I did here was I popped this value. So I deleted this 3, right? And then again I went back to the previous call. So you can see the indentation. The previous call, I went back to it and I had 1, 2, blank, right? So in the blank, then I put 4 and it was successful, so I added to the answer. Then again I would go back one call to 1, 1, 2, blank, but now I would start from 5. So I would check 1, 2, 5. Again, not possible, so it keeps recurring like this. Okay, so pick one number and then try to pick the next number. If that next number was not successful, pop that next number and pick another next number. Basically at every step, k steps, okay, we are just going to check, can I pick this number? Pick it, go ahead. So we are creating the recursion tree. So let's first have our current combo, right? This is empty. And then I'll go to my function which will recur and start creating all the combos. So I'll call it generate n comma k and current combo. In the start it's empty, correct? Current combo is empty. Now generate int n, int k and vector int as my reference so that I don't create unlimited copies. Current combo. Great. Yeah. Now what I want to do is, let us say that I have to pick how many elements? K elements, right? So let us say k is 0. Now I don't have to pick any more elements, right? So if I don't have to pick any more elements, that means I can add this combo to one of my answers. Can I? Wrong. Only if k is 0, I don't have any elements left and my sum is the desired sum. So if k is 0, excuse me, sorry. and n is 0. That means I've reached my desired sum. After result dot, like you add that to your answer. Now, what about other cases? Let's say only k is 0 or only n is 0. Then you don't want to do anything, just return. That's like the base case of the recursion. It's a waste of going down that path, right? If the sum has exceeded your k value, no use. Now, simply pick one letter. So when the first position is to be picked, let's pick the first digit. So brute force for int I from 1 to 9, pick one digit. So let's start at 1. Okay, and this has to be less than equal to 9, right? And go ahead. Now what will happen over here is I will add this value to my current combo. So current combo, add this value. Okay, then I will call this function again. I will generate, but notice now that I've added this value, so what will my new value of n and k be? My new value of n, basically the sum that I desire, is n minus I. For example, let's say in our example, we wanted to generate 7 in k equals to 3. So we picked 1 first. So now the call should only be generate. Now what do I have to generate? Now generate 6 when k equals to 2. Did you get this part? Right, the recursion. 7 in k is equal to 3. I've picked 1. 2 spots are remaining. So basically that is pick 6, that is 7 minus 1 and k minus 1. So n minus I and k minus I. One digit is picked, so one digit less. And of course current combo. Correct? Now I finished generating this. So let's say I finish this function call. I need to go back. Okay, and again in this main function I need to call it with 2, right? So generate 5, sorry, to generate 5, 7 minus 2 with k equals to 2 digits, with 2 digits remaining. So how to do that? As you can see over here, we bring this back to 0 and we continue our for loop. So after you finish going down that path, you don't want to go down that path again. So current combo dot pop underscore back, remove the 1 and try a 2 now. So this should work. The only issue is, am I preventing duplicates? Every time I'm checking from 1 to 9. So I'm not preventing duplicates, right? After this, I may pick 2, I may pick 1 again, right? So how do I prevent this? 2, 1, 4 will get generated from here, whereas from here 1, 2, 4 will get generated. These are the same combos. I don't want them to be generated. So as I told you before, I will only generate in ascending order. So I will start at 1 only if my current combo is empty. Then start at 1. Okay. If it's not empty, you want to go in ascending order. So start from the last element in current combo. So if this last element is 1, you will start from 2. So when we reach 2, we'll start from 3. So we'll start checking from 3, so it will never be possible to generate a duplicate in this method, right? Let me submit the code or run first. So basically you pick one digit, you go ahead, unpick that digit, pick another digit, go ahead. So it's just a tree and we're trying every combo. In combinations problems, like it's almost always just backtracking and you have to make some tweaks like this. So you make one main function, store your answer globally is what I like to do, and then have a void function over here that generates everything and just adds it to the result when it is successful. So thanks for watching. I hope you understand. Once you understand this, right, 7 in k is equal to 3 is same as 6 in k is equal to 2 after choosing 1. or 5 and k is equal to 2 after choosing 2. Thanks for watching, and let's see you tomorrow for the next problem.